First you have Sonic and Shadow. You have the Justice League and the Crime Syndicate. Now what will be the Strike Gundams? The Strike Noir. Okay, well, to be fair, they never went toe-to-toe against each other, but they do have some similarities. Anyways, how's it going, guys? It is Plastic Disasta, back with another review, and today we're going to take a look at the Master Grade Strike Noir. And this Gundam came from an OVA, or ONA, called Mobile Suit Gundam Seed, Cosmic Era 73, Stargazer, and that's a pretty ridiculous title. It is a side story from Gundam Seed Destiny. It is a protagonist mobile suit, and I'm not sure if you want to call it a hero because this Gundam is with the bad guys, I guess. Let's not worry about the details. So take a look at the box side. We see the Strike Noir Gundam shooting its dual beam pistols, and we got some explosions going off in the background. Take a look at this side of the box. We see the Strike Noir in the action pose, some nice wrist articulation, and some gimmicks right here, marquee stickers, and shows off the nice mechanisms. Looking at this side of the box, we see the Strike Noir in more action poses. We have the front and the rear shot of the model kit, and right over here just shows off the weapon layout, and something tells me we are in for a treat. After opening the box, we got 10 bags of runners and a manual. Take a look at the old school cover of the manual. This is before they put box arts on it. Here is the side view of the Strike Noir Gundam, along with the team that is affiliated with. And checking the parts list, well, looks like we're gonna have a few leftover parts, and as well as a few leftover polycaps. Checking out the middle of the manual, here is the brief history of the Strike Noir Gundam, what it went through, like, what, 3 episodes. And right down there is the pilot himself and some still images from the anime. Moving on to this side is the color guide, and it shows off the 1-point technique. Right over here it just shows off the gimmicks, action poses, and the weaponry. And moving on to the last page just shows where you can put the decals on and onto the back of the manual. Here's what the kit looks like when it's all put together. Starting off with runner A is going to be a multicolored runner. We got some pink beam saber effect parts, some bluish gray, some yellow, and some crate parts. We also have runner B, which is also another multicolored runner. Most of it is black, very dark gray, and some light gray as well. 2 runner C's for the light gray parts, 2 runner D's for the gray parts. Runner E and 2 runner Q's are going to be the black parts. Runner F is going to be the gray parts. Runner G is going to be the red parts. To round up the rest of the gray parts, we got 2 runner H, 2 runner I, and runner J. Runner K is going to round up the light gray parts. Got the early 2000s polycap runner, some color correcting, dry transfers, and marking stickers, 2 bendable wires, and a small bag of screws. So that's going to be it for the unboxing, and wow, I am kind of excited to put this together, even though it is kind of an old kit, but hey, it's going to keep me busy, and I'm looking forward to putting it together, and I'll see you guys right after. Here is the Strike Noir all put together. Now, despite that this kit is almost 20 years old by this time of the video's release, I'd say the build was actually quite nice, and the out-of-box presentation is also really great as well. The only thing that feels like it's aged, spoiler alert, is because there's a ball joint on the thigh. Another spoiler that it's already aged is like one of those hands that has a trigger finger and 3-finger split with the ball joint thumb. As for seam lines, the only thing that might bother you is like these ones right here, but other than that it's no big deal. As for the rest of the seam lines, they're pretty well hidden. Moving on to stickers, you got the eye sticker. Of course it goes onto the eye, and you got this blue sticker right here. It goes onto the forehead, but you're gonna have to like fold it, and I'm not sure it's gonna look good. And I know the lighting is not the best, but I did paint blue on it. In the back of the head you put this sticker right over there. These green circles, they go on top of these clear piece. Now, instead, what you can do is that you can paint a bright green behind the clear piece, and then you can put the piece on top, which looks pretty nice. It's gonna be a pretty out-of-box presentation. Once again, it looks really great. And you know what's funny? Like, they could have easily made the yellow bits like stickers, but then I put a little effort on it, and I'm quite impressed. So I'll get working on this kit, and I'll see you guys right after. And here's the Strike Noir with all that effort, and I think I might have overdone it with the weathering. I mean, it could have been worse, right? Did add bits of red just to help break the black. Moving on with accessories, starting off with hand options. What's on the kit would be the trigger finger 3-finger split, along with the ball joint on the thumb. Got you guys. Next up, you got 2 trigger finger hands, 2 of the weapon holding hands, and you also get 2 open palm hands, and you see this little hole right there. That is for attaching these little 2 anchor wires, which plugs into right here, so he could be like Spider-Man or something. It should look something like this. And you can even attach it under the foot, on the top and on the bottom. How ridiculous can this get? Well, it's so ridiculous that you can even attach one onto the backpack. Except you got 2 of his beam pistols, which have these things can move forward, and the ones that move forward, you get these are plugged onto the side skirts. Makes the pistols inactive. Except not only you get 1, not 2, but 3 beam rifles. Well, these 2 are the same things, and for these ones, these can move down and up, and this one, the secondary handle, can move side to side. The 1/100 scale pilot. And moving on to the backpack, because that is pretty much an accessory, and be careful with it. So the wings can shift backwards and forwards, and as you can see, these can pop out and move the handle up, and it makes a sword. That is when you get this little beam effect part. Put it there, and there you go. And these pop out to make it like a little cannon. So what you do is you bring these up, bring it forward, rotate, bring it up, rotate it, and bring it down. So this flap can move up and down, and this bit can rotate as well. So that's pretty much the backpack, this articulation. Now moving on to the actual articulation, the head is on a ball joint, and you also have this neck joint which can swing the head backwards and forwards. Moving on to the shoulder, it can move forwards and backwards. You also have this gimmick which you can bring this down, bring this little gray bar up. You also have rotation right here. The arm can move out this high, bicep rotation, double bend on the elbow, and I already talked about the fingers on this one. And you also have a ball joint on the wrist, and you also get an additional joint which you can move down and up, opening cockpit gimmick. And moving on to the waist, well, it's only on the ball joint. The front skirt does move out, the side skirt, it does move out this much, but you are limited due to design. And moving on to the back skirt, it does move out just a tad bit. The thigh is on a ball joint. You also get a double bend on the knee, which gives you nice thigh armor separation and knee armor separation. And moving on down, you have this ankle armor, which can move up and down. This can move forwards and move backwards. It's also on a ball joint as well. The toe moves, well, not really down, but it does move up. As for the pivot, well, it's not too bad. Overall, the articulation, well, I'll say this, it's really good for its time, but as of today, I think it holds up. So I recommend using an action-based stand if you want to do some nice aerial poses. For size comparisons, here it is right next to the Strike Gundam. Both of them stand around 18 meters, so they're both the average height. Doing another comparison, you can kind of see how similar they are, but you know, the designers did a really good job to make it different between the two. Finally, here it is right next to the SD Ariel and Lego Batman. So that's gonna be it for the size comparisons. Let's move on to my final thoughts. Moving on to my final thoughts. Overall, it's actually not a bad kit. A kit that came out in 2007, it still holds up pretty well. C fan, or if you want a master grade kit that you can mess around with, I say pick this kit up. You will not be disappointed. So that's gonna be it for the review. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe. Questions, concerns, comment down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Alright, so for this bonus segment, I want to show you that the Strike Pack is compatible with the Strike Noir. Just plug that in, and there you go. And I gotta say, it doesn't look too bad. And you might want to get an action base for that too. For those who are curious, yes, it is compatible as well.